I usually wouldn't tell this to many of my athletes, but I'd say Saturday, get some beers in.
Today in the Bib Track Training Diaries, and we're jumping on a call with my coach, Matt Ramsden. If you don't know Matt, he's an absolute weapon. Multiple national champion. He's represented Australia at the World Athletics Championships. He is a Nike-sponsored athlete. He's on the Diamond League circuit. Absolute weapon and a legend of WA running. I've been working with Matt for the last 4 years or so now with his group Rams running. So there's a lot of like the elite WA guys looking to take that next step. A lot of track guys, but a lot of road runners as well. So Matt's helped me, claim a PB from the 5K all the way up to the marathon. And now as I move into the ultra space, I'm excited to have his guidance along that journey as well. Obviously, as a coach myself, I know how to write a program, I know how to follow it, but having somebody else along the journey to sort of guide you in the right direction, I feel is super important. Sometimes you make a training program with just the ideal scenario in mind, and if there's any challenges along the way, it's important to have another perspective to help you continue to make the right choices, stay confident, and get to that start line feeling fresh and as fresh as you possibly can, instead of sometimes you might push through it because you feel like you need to get that extra training in. Sometimes it's really good to have somebody there just to be like, hold off a sec. The most important thing is getting you to that start line healthy, and that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be running a lot of Ks in the lead up to the Bib Track record, and Matt's going to help me fine tune that prep. What's going on, brother?
How you doing, Macka? Yeah, I'm good. I'm just in London, so it's good that we got each other on the right time zone.
Yeah, mate, appreciate it. Have you got races coming up or?
Yeah, I just finished a bit of a race, scheduled the last 2 weeks, and now I'm back training. I think my next race is on the 9th of August in Belgium. So, yeah, it's been busy, but yeah, training now.
Yeah, cheers for jumping on. Keen to chat. Just fill everybody in on what's going on. So the goal, obviously, run Bibbulman Track 1000k Trail FKT in September, starting September 26th. And yeah, we've been doing a bit of training. I mean, we've been training together for years now, but this last sort of 10-week block, just want to fine tune things and get your advice on that. So we've had a bit of a chat already, and just want to, share with everybody else what the plan is and what we're doing.
Yeah, so exactly. You've had some good years now of just solid base fitness. And events like this, they're super difficult to prepare for extended period of time. So obviously off camera, me and you have spoken a couple of times. We've had a few meetings about our plan, and finally we've come together and come up with a program that I think will be sustainable for you from now up until the attempt. So just to go through it, basically, our philosophy that we agreed on was we wanted to hit high mileage with emphasis on the long runs, but we don't want to overdo it. We don't want you to go stale, and we definitely don't want you to get hurt. We want you to, because with this attempt, you can't practice the attempt and have full confidence that you're going to be able to do it. There is a risk involved somewhat, but it's better than, you're better being underdone than overdone going into it, because it's obviously 10 days, 9 days of just running. So we can't really simulate that as much in a week of training, or a couple months of training even. But yeah, so what we agreed upon was Monday will just be 2 easy runs, and it'll be about 45 minutes in the morning, 45 minutes at night, followed by mobility exercises. And this is just a pure recovery day, because obviously Sunday, the day before, we all know what that means. It's long run day, so you need to recover and get ready for your Tuesday session after that. So Tuesday we'll do a 30-minute shakeout in the morning, obviously keep that easy as well, and then you'll do, like I said, you'll do an interval session with the group, 4K warm up, 4K cool down. And for you, it's more important you're just at threshold, because that's where you're going to get your top fitness gains. And this is unlike when you're in marathon prep or whatever. Don't think of this as super important. Think of it as a maintenance session, basically, just for you to keep range of motion in your muscles and tendons, and you're just topping up your fitness. It's not
and just staying economical, I guess.
Exactly. It's not you need to come geared up ready for war like you usually do. Then Wednesday, I think best to just do one run. You can do a double run club and do 45 minutes easy, and then some strength work in the gym. And at night, just sauna and stretch, and just prioritise recovery on that day. So Wednesday will be like big recovery day for you. So really just make sure you're fueling right and getting in enough calories. Then Thursday is another really big day. 30-minute shakeout in the morning, and then you'll do a 20k temp on the treadmill. And the reason for that is just so that you're at a constant smooth pace. You're not overdoing anything. And also it's probably just easiest for me to be able to track exactly how you're going, and the Perth winter as well, you might get wind and rain, which for how much running you're doing, you just want to make it slightly easier on your body. Plus, you probably get a bit of mental training from that being on the treadmill for, you'll probably be on there for close to 2 hours when you take into account warm up and cool down.
Yeah, I found the treadmill sessions have been real good to just like dial in on pace, because you can kind of stay tuned in with like your heart rate and stuff throughout as well. So yeah, I made that switch recently since we chat, and it's been pretty beneficial.
Yeah, it's also good just being out like running dead flat, not having to worry about anything. Obviously, it's just the safest way for you to get the proper work in, and that'll be tempo work. So you'll just be sub threshold on that.
What heart rate do you reckon I'd be sitting at for that? Like 165 or?
Yeah, for you, you'd be like 160, 165. You wouldn't want to go much over that. Think of it as like sort of around marathon race pace. Yeah.
Yep.
And then Friday, so that was Thursday. Friday, this is going to be a tough backup because you're going from that big session at night to then Friday morning you're doing 3-hour long run over hills, and I want you to aim for like over 1,000 meters elevation. And this is just going to be like not worrying about heart rate, not worrying about like pace or anything, just getting 3 hours done over elevation. So this is going to be like strength and also just mental training, and also I'd say like important for you to practice some of the fueling that you might be able to do on the actual record attempt. So if you want to, I think what we do need to practice is maybe you stopping halfway, having like a proper feed, and then getting used to running again. Because I know when you did like a bit of a trial run a few months back, one of the problems was, starting to run after a 30-minute break because your muscles just obviously seized up. And that's just things that we're going to have to practice in this next period. And then you'll do in the afternoon, obviously that whole day just fueling and trying to get right, but 30-minute cycle just in the gym, and then just do some light gym just to make sure your body's in good order. And yeah, in the notes I've just put that's the hardest day of the week by a mile. Like after the tempo session, you just really need to fuel up and do everything you can to be ready.
Yeah,
so
that sleep and then get after it the next day.
Exactly.
How much carbs an hour would you think you'd recommend for that long run, just to make sure I'm pulling up fresh?
Man, honestly, this is going to take. We're probably going to have to get involved with like a nutritionist and even other guys who have more experience in trail, like Vlad. He'll have a good idea, but per hour it's going to have to be like over 40 grams of carbs easily. Like, I know I've spoken to Vlad a little bit about this, but it could be like 2 gels an hour, which is like close to 80 grams. And that's not including like you stopping and having some actual solid food as well.
Yeah, so I'd be running, probably 80, 90. And I think, if we did that and added in that meal in the middle, that'll really, it's good training. Upset the stomach in a good way, I guess, but practice that for the big run.
Yeah, I think definitely your stomach will adapt. It'll feel like hell the first couple of weeks of doing this and just forcing all those gels down, but then it'll be for the best when you come to the actual record attempt. Like, hopefully your stomach's like real strong and can handle anything. But yeah, then obviously moving on to Saturday, you won't be doing too much. 45-minute run, and I just want you to rest in the afternoon. Just treat this as a pure recovery day. Also, like, I usually wouldn't tell this to many of my athletes, but I'd say Saturday get some beers in, just because you need that. You need those carbs, and like for you to unwind as well. You're running 160 Ks a week, potentially even pushing like 170. Like, you just need to unwind a little bit, and if it means you don't sleep quite as well Saturday night, that's right. I think you'll get a lot of benefits from it in other ways.
Yeah,
And
just
then,
looking after like the mental health, I guess, across the journey. I guess, yeah, doesn't always have
yeah,
to be
and
beers, but scheduling in that time to be social and like have a
no,
couple of beers
exactly.
if you want, or a big feed, and just pull up as good as you can Sunday morning.
No, exactly. And like, you got to also think about it this way. This is a one lifetime opportunity and goal that you're sort of working towards. You got to enjoy like doing all this. You can't be full military mode, or else you'll look back on it when you're old and be like, that actually wasn't like worth my time and effort. But
Yeah,
I think we've timed it well. You're you're not overdoing this block. I think we've got about 2 months now, and it's still a hell of a lot of running. But if you can enjoy yourself in there as well, it'll make it a lot easier on you, um, and make the training easier as well. So
yeah, I think shuffling around like my work and stuff has been pretty beneficial so far. Because like that big run on Fridays, like I don't coach anybody on Fridays anymore to fit that in, and just having the opportunity to get home and chill out on a Friday arvo before hitting the gym has been super beneficial. So yeah, I think
yeah,
enjoying the process as much as possible is gonna help me get there feeling a bit better.
yeah, and it's good that we've been able to tie you in with partially with Rams and then also with double. Obviously, the Thursday will be hard because you're doing that on your own, but I think you're going to get benefits from that doing it on the treadmill rather than being like out with the group anyway. So yeah, I think this is a good variety of like social and also just knuckling down and getting the work done on your own where it's more convenient with work. But yeah, so moving on to Sunday. So I just want you to keep this run a little more flat. Like it's still long run, 3 hours, and I just put in your notes like do it from home or Kings Park, even just around the city. But yeah, this is more so just ticking the legs over and like getting your body used to the pounding when you're already on tired legs. So you don't, again, a lot of these aren't too worried about pace because what you're doing is very survival orientated in a way. You're just trying to, get through it for 9 days and hope that the fitness that you've had over the last few years and the top ups of threshold and intervals will just get you there. But yeah, for this, it's just all about the pounding on your legs and just getting you conditioned.
Yeah, awesome, man. Yeah, super happy with that. It's pretty similar to what I've been hitting the last, sort of month or so after we last spoke, and now just fine tuning everything as we close in. Yeah, a couple key dates in the lead up to the run though. So this Sunday, July 27th, I think it is. Yeah, I'm going to be hitting a 50k trail race. Again, just trying to stick with that, like enjoyment of training, chucking a race in there. I should hopefully enjoy the process, get to run with some other people, run somewhere new, hopefully come out with a good result as well. And then the same on September 6th, I'll be hitting a 24-hour race with the goal of more replicating what I'll do on the bib attempt as well. I'll go for maybe 10 hours, have a 4 hour like rest, try to get some sleep, definitely get a lot of food in, and then hit another 10 hours. So with those couple in mind, is there any like changes you reckon to chuck into my training around those key events?
Yes, I just think that as we spoke off camera, like with these events, I'm all for them. I think they're great practice runs. But what we can do is obviously, like I said, you're running for 9 to 10 days. You're racing on Sunday. Let's do some longer work on the Saturday. So I recommended maybe trying for a 3 hour run on Saturday, so the day before, so that you're going into that trail race tired, but then you're working a little harder to try and get the win and actually perform well. So I think doing things like that, little where you can tie into races, but also just make it make it a little bit more challenging for yourself. That's going to help you through this event.
Yeah, awesome, man. And then, like, with that double long run, Saturday, Sunday, Friday, would I just do my, like, 45 shakeout and gym work?
Yeah, definitely. I think because, like I said, we got to get you there in one piece. We can't overdo it, or else, you might not even make the start line of this record attempt, which would be a disaster for you and I. Like it's so much running. Like I said, you got a big base, but this is just like a whole different ball game because you're now doing 3 long runs and trying to keep sessions there in there, maintaining like your form and topping up your fitness. So the other days we just got to get you to recover as best we can. So if it's just one 45-minute run or one 30-minute run where we need to, that's fine. Even a full day rest just to make sure everything's ticking over right, then that's fine as well.
Yeah, awesome. I think, having those big days spaced out with the easy days is going to be good just mentally as well. Let yourself, like, enjoy the hard work that you've done and also enjoy the rest between it. And then for that 24-hour race being probably 3 weeks out from the start date, would that then lead into a taper after that? What would the length of the taper be, and what do you think that would look like?
So the taper is probably the part that I think about the most, even when I'm riding like marathon programs, because like doing good training is great, but it's such a fine line between overdoing a taper and underdoing it. Obviously you want to get to the start line feeling fresh, but you can also feel stale as hell. Like I've stuffed up a few times with athletes where I've rested them a little too much and then they've just said, oh man, from the gun my muscles just weren't feeling like they usually do. I just wasn't like activating the right way. So for you, obviously it's good, we can build into it. So I'd prefer to overdo the taper than underdo it, but also we do need to probably get you to do, like, to go into specifics, it would probably be after that 24-hour race, you have a full day rest, and then you're probably going to, the next day, go into like 2 30-minute jogs and maybe sauna in there. Sauna will be huge for the taper the first week, just almost every night just going into the sauna to try and get blood flow. But that next week will be all jogging, and then the week leading in, I'll get you to do 1 or 2 very light sessions, like literally you might do 10 minutes threshold and some strides just so that you feel ready to go. But the week leading in, you'll have 3 full rest days because I just need you to prioritize sleep, fueling, and also there'll be so much for you planning, like mentally it will actually be stressful. And I know it's just human nature, you're going to leave that to the last sort of 2 weeks to do that. And I don't want your body getting tipped over the edge with stress and then potentially you getting sick or a little niggle. We can't have that. So you'll probably in the last 2 weeks, which is like your taper phase, you'll have 5 rest days, 2 sessions, and the rest will just be jogging. And a lot of stretching, a lot of sauna, and a lot of eating.
Yeah, big time. Loads of food, loads of sleep as well. Probably try and hit like 10 hours for that last week in the lead up because I can't imagine I'm getting much across the week. But that's awesome, mate. It's a real comprehensive sort of run through of what we're going to be putting together over the next like 9 weeks or so. So excited to get cracking with it. Really appreciate your help with everything, mate, and your guidance. And we'll be sticking to the plan as much as possible over that time, and fitting in what we can.
And a plan. The plan is just a plan. Like we can't be so rigid on it. Like obviously things will pop up here and there, but like I said a few times now, your base is so good over the last few years that you're coming into this with momentum. So we've got a little bit of leeway with how we deal with things and little hiccups, but hopefully it's just smooth sailing from here, and we just have full confidence going into the record attempt.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah, pumped. Cheers for it, bro. Cheers for all your help. Good luck with the next race in Belgium, you said?
Yep. No stress. Always a pleasure working with you.
Cheers, bro. I'll chat to you soon.
Yep. See you, Macka.
Bye.
This week's been wicked. Other than, the house reno is still going on. The place is a mess. Training has been going pretty well. Finding time to sleep. Getting plenty of Ks in. Today, sitting on, I think, 112, as I've got a big 50k trail race tomorrow. Just packing up the kit now. The goal will be to kind of take it at long run effort and kind of just tuck in, see who else is there. I don't really want to push it, but I do want to be competitive in the race. So kind of see who shows up. There's going to be like 20 mil of rain tomorrow. So just packing all the gear up now, we'll be running a similar gear setup as I did last week for the Stirling Ridge run. Got the pack, got the Solomon pack. I'll have probably 1500 mils. Gonna fill water bottles up shortly. I'll run the big gels. And then one switch I'm actually going to do is put the big gels into these soft flasks. So I should be able to fit about 3 of these gels into the soft flask. The Big's 40 gels, goated gels, 100%. Pick some up if you haven't already. But I should be able to fit 3 in each. That way I'm not worrying about opening packets while I'm on the run. Should be just a little bit smoother of a transition with those. And then basically Big's powder. We'll have the Big's powder in the bottles. So 3 bottles with probably 50 grams in each. 2 bottles with 120 grams in each. So that will be 390 if my math's correct. 390 grams of carbs in about 4 hours. So pretty close to that that 100 gram an hour mark, depending on how quick I get the race done. But that felt good on the ridge walk last week. So weather is going to be similar. Pretty shocking, like I said, 20 mils. But yeah, fingers crossed for a good day out. There's going to be, I think it's 50k, 1800 meters of vert. So should be pretty rough on the legs. Also hit 32k today as like a bit of a pre-fatigue. I hit sort of 15k on the way to parkrun, hit a threshold parkrun, 343s I think it was, and then just hit an hour easy in the Arvo as well. So yeah, that's the plan for tomorrow. I'll try and shoot it live as we go through, which means you'll be seeing that right now. I just got cracking out on the trail, lead group. I just started to enter the single track section. I think everyone ahead of me is in a 1 loop, so pretty comfortable so far. A little bit of a footpath section. Don't need to focus so much here. There's probably like 3k of fire trail and then 6 of single track. Some of it was like pretty technical. Bit of climbing done. Maybe a couple 100 meters of vert so far. But yeah, basically just running by myself. So I'll just cruise until I see somebody else if they catch up. So about 15k in. I was wondering like, oh, there's not much vert. Like maybe it's just like feeling easier, but no, all the vert is in one like 2k stretch. It seems like. I feel like I've been climbing for probably 10 minutes already and we still got nowhere near the top of the hill. Pretty awesome view. It's gonna be probably slippery going down here though. How the hell are you meant to get down this thing? I made it down that death trap safely. Just so rocky and like wet today, so there's not really much you can do other than just like walk it down all this stuff. Down the rest of the vert. So basically 2 massive climbs in this race. The 50k is just 2 laps of the 25k race. So now that I've done, or almost done, 1 lap, I know where I can like push on the second. There are a couple like downhills where I was legging like 430s. So second lap, you know, probably drop some low 4s there. Keep to like walking these big climbs because they're pretty big. Seems like 150, 200 meters of vert in like one go. And then yeah, on the single track just take it easy. Second lap I might be a bit tired, so I don't want to be
fatigued and rolling an ankle or something. All right, on the second lap now, 24k to go. The sun came out before, I was like, oh my God, let's take the jacket off. And now it's raining again. Haven't seen anybody in a while. A chick caught up to me for the finish, but I guess she was on the 25k. She was smashing it. Literally pouring right now. This is so depressing. Waterfall. Honestly, a lot of this single track is basically not worth running anymore. Like, second lap, so everybody's run through here already. Another like bucket load of rain's come down. Tired legs. Just like really slow moving. Don't want to hurt myself. We got about 11k to go. Yeah, I haven't seen anybody for ages. So I know most of the vert comes in the next like 7k. So just walk the ups. If I don't get my heart rate too high on those, you know, can bomb down pretty well, but also like recover well and can run tomorrow. So that's kind of the plan from here on. Just settle in, feel good at the finish, get there in one piece as well. Final climb of the day, about 6k's to go. Yeah, just gonna walk up this bad boy. It's pretty hectic out here, like the descents are like you're on skates, mate, like feet just sliding out everywhere. So I can't really film much, except for when I'm walking uphill. But yeah, about 6k to go. This climb's like maybe a k and a half. It was pretty big last time. And then yeah, like 4k into the finish is basically real runnable downhill. So just save the legs for that.
All right, so finished the race in about 4 hours 40, 50k, so it's like maybe 5:30 pace, something like that. Body felt good, eased it up a lot in the second half because nobody was around, and yeah, come in maybe 15 minutes ahead of the next guy. GoPro actually ran out of battery, absolutely spewing, so I didn't get to finish, and the weather was shocking, so basically everybody had already gone home, basically just got changed and headed off. But yeah, pulled up super fresh Monday, was back running again, hit the sauna as well, and then back into another full training week. So yeah, cheers for tuning in. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to see and hear about as I go over this build for the next 9 weeks. But thanks for tuning in, and we'll chat soon.